We're here at Alexandra Palace for the 2018 RYA Dinghy Show, where one of the main themes is the lifetimes and the boats of the brilliant and prolific English designer Ian Proctor. Ian designed nearly 100 designs for various dinghies in his life, and one of the most iconic is the prototype that we see behind us for a boat called the Kestrel. What makes this boat iconic is right from the outset, it was designed for construction in glass fibre. But as this technique was in its infancy, the early boats had to be built in wood so they could get the hull shape and the interior right before they decided to do construction and make moulds. One of Ian's great areas of interest was from something he picked up from his time in the US, was a combination of easy to sail off the beach boats, and the American lake scows. And when he came back from the US, he brought these ideas together in a boat called the Minisail. Minisail, in the days before the laser, was a very popular, very successful single-hander here in the UK and across Europe. Once the laser came along, the Minisail tended to die in popularity, and Ian replaced it with another wooden and then glass fibre boat called the Topper. But it wasn't until the Topper was turned into a boat that, with a radical rethink in the terms of the design, could be made in polypropylene, that the Topper then achieved worldwide popularity, with more than 50,000 sold now across the world. And it's a pathway boat and a true international class, enjoyed by young people right around the world. In the early 1950s, the search was on for a new performance boat that could be sailed internationally and at the Olympics. And Ian Proctor came up with a brilliant design called the Osprey. Now, one of the brilliance parts of it was that although the prototype Osprey was all clinker construction, Ian recognised that you could make the top side out of a single panel of ply and then just use the clinker in the turn of the bilge. This meant that for a performance boat, this was a boat that could be built at home by somebody with reasonable boat building skills. And although the Osprey would lose out to the Flying Dutchman and the Coronet Stroke 505 in the international trials, Osprey would go on to become one of the stalwarts of the UK performance dinghy scene. If there's one boat that represents the real brilliance of Ian Proctor design, it has to be this boat, the Wayfarer. Although it's a boat that's now 60 years old, we can see the Wayfarer today is up to date as ever. But what makes this boat so different is that this is truly the boat that can go anywhere and do anything. Long distance sailors have sailed Wayfarers across to Norway and Iceland. Sailing schools around the country use them. They're popular with families as a cruising boat, and yet, as we can see from this example, is that it remains a brilliant boat for racing at club and international level. And if there's one boat that we can say represents Ian Proctor's design brilliance, it's the Wayfarer. We saw just now two of the very early examples of Ian Proctor design with the Kestrel and the Osprey, and here on the Hartley Stand we can find them in their 2018 guise. You've got the Osprey, the Kestrel, both of whom originally made in wood, now made in high-tech construction, and as you can see with the interior reworked by Phil Morrison, these are very, very good state-of-the-art dinghies that are popular both here in the UK and on the international dinghy scene.